Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday, already October 6th. This is the beginning of a long month. Hope you're filling up your energy tank, making sure you can get all the way over to November without any kind of a break in the action. So happy that you could join us. It's always nice to see people, their faces, their profiles. Much appreciated. We have a full agenda, and I'm going to be going between like 6 different screens, so I might be a little scattered, so I apologize. But welcome to the campus Zooms. We have some announcements, we have some updates, we have a question so far, and we have a campus announcement. So let me begin with the most positive note, which is recognition for Julie Rancilio. The national headquarters of the Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society has honored our advisor, Julie Rancilio, for 5 years of service. And they sent us this pin, which I don't know if you could see it. This is, I'm trying to, look, this is the pin. It's got a sapphire. Well, maybe it's a sapphire, I'm not sure. But it is definitely a pin for our Phi Theta Kappa advisor, 5 years. And when Julie was informed, she said, really, 5 years, it's gone by so quickly. Julie, would you like to make a few comments about your recognition and what it means to you and to the society as well? Because we've been able to maintain it in spite of all of this COVID stuff.
Yeah, could I share my screen for a few seconds? I know you have a
You
tight
may be able
agenda.
to.
Okay.
Yes, you may. Go ahead.
Okay. So Phi Theta Kappa really for me is always all about the students. And so 5 years has gone by super duper fast. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So it's really kind of all about the students. And so what I've been working on is I've actually been working on trying to figure out how to get our students to kind of know what Phi Theta Kappa is all about. And so these are some of the things that the students have accomplished over the past 5 years, because it really is all about giving them these amazing opportunities to grow both personally and professionally. So our chapter is Alpha Kappa Psi, and we've tried to be as active as possible. We've done as much service as we possibly can, even during COVID. So we've done things like bake sales to support the 2017 hurricanes in Puerto Rico and Texas and along the southern coast. We've done things like raise money for the Salvation Army Angel Tree Project. Our students, as you know, created a greener graduation initiative. And so we have been able to keep probably, I haven't done the stats yet, but over 100 caps and gowns out of our landfills, which is amazing. We also have been renting them out. So we've been reusing them to students, saving them money. So we're kind of doing double duty here, and we're continuing with that. So these are some of our amazing graduates. As you all know, we also started providing free period products on campus. And if you notice the picture over on the left, it's an official, or the right, depending on how you're looking at it. We will have 6 of those, and we'll be working with Brian and his office. Once we get all 6 of them in, we only have 1 right now, but we have 6 of them. We've worked with Student Congress, and they will be, we want a grant from them. They will be funding our next academic year's worth of products. So this is our 4th year of offering products. We'll have official machines. They'll be one touch, they'll be free. We're adding 2 bathrooms so that we can keep it within a short distance, so students won't have to walk very far, or staff or anyone. There'll be one down in Olapa, and then we'll add one into our gender neutral bathroom. As you know, we also focused on civic engagement, from bringing Brian Schatz here to 5 years now of our annual voter registration drive, which we have actually registered well over 500 individuals. This is during COVID, so we still tried to be safe, but also serve our community. So this is us out at Waimanalo Beach Park. So service is a big part of Phi Theta Kappa, and students have really done an amazing amount to contribute to the college and to our community. We do an induction ceremony, which most of you have been to, but again, provides all kinds of amazing recognition, but lots of experience for our students, from having to speak, to coordinate, to set up and clean up. It's all amazing experience. We're really active in the Pacific still. And so what we started doing for the past couple of years is part of our fall conference, which is 2 days, we do an excursion. It's related to the research project. So we've gone to the Honolulu Academy Arts, we've hosted, we've gone here to Hilo, to the observation tower there. We do all kinds of stuff. This is us and our chapter kind of everywhere, meeting new people, doing new things, and just really becoming amazing, more amazing, I should say, individuals. And here we are in Kauai. So the travel has been really helpful for our students just to get to know members from other chapters and work with them. We also participated in international events. So this is the Honors Institute. I was a faculty scholar. So this was the seminar group that I led in San Diego. But we also go to Catalyst, which is our convention. Charlotte seems to be pretty prominent in all of these photos. I'm just noticing that, but as well, she was the regional coordinator for 27 years. So she did an amazing job keeping our region together. We were in Orlando, Florida. We were in Kansas City, Missouri. Our students had the opportunity to meet some amazing individuals. This is David Diggs here. He's being interviewed by Blake Ellis. Any of you have seen Hamilton, you know he is the original Thomas Jefferson. He's currently on a number of other TV shows as well. Students also get to do fun stuff. This is Tabitha going to her first Trader Joe's because all the aunties and uncles in her family had been to Trader Joe's and had their Trader Joe bags, and she didn't. So part of our Kansas City trip was making sure she went to Trader Joe's. We get some off time, and so we get to hang out with people. Our catalyst was in Orlando, Florida. So we headed over to Disney World and Universal Studios. Sometimes we get lucky when we're in Kansas City. There's this amazing exhibit called The Art of the Brick, and it's all artwork done by this one artist using Legos. It's pretty amazing. And then Honors Institute is where we get to focus on honors and the topic. And here students get to see and hear and ask questions of really outstanding individuals. This is me meeting Anne Bancroft, who's this amazing woman, gives the best presentations ever. She is the first American female explorer to the North Pole. So lots of opportunities to meet people from all over the world, all kinds of different places. We've been to Chicago, we've been to Philly, we've been to San Diego. So these are really great opportunities for our students. And then we kind of make lifelong friends along the way. So this is my 50th birthday party. These are some Phi Theta Kappa students and a few other friends. And this is, some of you may know Candy Deda, who is our former president. She now has a 3-year-old AJ, and we decided to make her some cute little baby onesies. So with the PTK slogan, and well, he's almost a PTK member. So these are just some of the things that we actually do. And they're things that really are amazing and really propel our students into all kinds of categories and give them all kinds of opportunities that they don't get in the classroom. So it really is a great supplement to everything that we do. So I'm just happy that they've let me be their kind of guide for the past 5 years. And hopefully they'll let me keep doing that for a little bit longer. So yeah, so thank you everybody who helped support us. We really absolutely appreciate it. Again, Phi Theta Kappa has so many amazing opportunities for our students to grow and to learn and really to become the next generation's servant leaders, which is what our main goal is. So thank you, Luis, and thanks Phi Theta Kappa.
Yes. Are there questions or comments for Julie? all the well wishes in the chat, Julie. You might take a look before you sign off.
I will. And I'm sorry I can't stay, but I totally forgot that I made my flu shot appointment. I am in the 1:30 category.
Okay, well, we'll make sure you get to your flu shot.
So again, thank you so much.
Julie,
Yes.
Go.
you know, I remember seeing a course come through
Uh-huh.
for, is there a leadership course or something for Phi Theta Kappa?
There actually is a leadership course that I created. It's based on the leadership curriculum that was developed by Phi Theta Kappa. They, in the kind of new world, they actually put the newest edition totally online. I'm hoping to offer it. I tried to offer it face-to-face, but I think there were some challenges with marketing it. I'm thinking that it might be better to offer it online, because that way we can not only draw on students who might not be able to come face to face, but it'd be open to all Phi Theta Kappa students. But the leadership course is actually not just open to Phi Theta Kappa. The nice thing is that because it's online now, anybody who will register for the class, the materials will be free, and any non-Phi Theta Kappa members who take the course will just pay $10 for the course material. So Phi Theta Kappa is really making it affordable so that it can be offered. My goal is one day, I'd really like to have a serious conversation about honors curriculum. And what the honors program is. Right now, we do it in a somewhat ad hoc way. I would actually like for it to be official, and I'd like for our honors students to take 2 courses, the leadership course, and then I'd like for them to do a capstone course. And both of those courses, I think, will be extremely beneficial for honor students pursuing honors in a curriculum pathway, but they'll also do double duty. So. But yes, I did develop a leadership course as well. So I developed it face-to-face. So now I'm working on kind of transitioning it to online. So hopefully I'll offer it in the future.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think online, Julie, is the right way to go, because there are certainly Phi Theta Kappa chapters on other neighbor islands and other campuses of the UH system. And I can imagine, I'm just thinking about, the regional picture. How could we make that possible for everybody in our region? That would be so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'm working also on not only putting it online, but making it a WI class. So I want to make sure that things are doing double duty. As fun and as amazing, I think the leadership course is, I think it also has to, fit into the pathway so that they can get out and transfer or into the workforce, in a timely manner. So I'm working on both of those things. And so, yeah, I'm fingers crossed. And again, it'd be great for any of our students, both as students, it would be helpful, student congress, any of our club leaders. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on now, and
terrific.
All the other things I have going on.
Yeah, I'm sure the annual conference hasn't happened since COVID, and I'm sure you guys are missing out.
No, it actually has. We're doing it over Zoom.
But it's not the same. My God.
No, it's
That's
not
a terrifying event. I got to go to one of your conferences. It was like piggybacked with another conference, and I was frightened by the energy. It's amazing. 5,000 honor students in one place. It's just scary.
We've done it online, so it's not as great as the in-person because of all that energy, but yeah, Phi Theta Kappa has really adapted to make sure that the students continue to have all of those great benefits that we had pre-pandemic.
Okay, well, great. I'm happy to hear that. And thank you so much, Julie, for coming in and giving us a glimpse of what life is like for the advisor. Much appreciated. Thanks so much. Take care of your flu shot. Okay, I see Jenny is here, Jenny Brown, our Student Congress President, and she's going to tell us a little bit about an amazing thing that Student Congress has done. You may recall that last year, I asked the AGOs for some help. Retention is really important. Re-enrolling our students is really important. I asked the AGOs to really think about how they might help us get a little bit more traction on re-enrollment. And Student Congress came up with a really amazing plan, and they are about to launch it, even though we delayed and dragged our feet and didn't give them an answer right away. But Student Congress is indomitable. So Jenny, tell us what is Classes in Carts.
All right, thank you, Louise. My internet's kind of sketchy right now, so I might freeze, but I have a presentation I want to show you guys. So I'm gonna bring
Go
that.
ahead.
Alrighty. All right, you guys can see this?
Yep.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jenny Brown. I am the Student Congress President. So let's get into this. So just to give you a little background information, Louise summed it up perfectly. Last semester, we were tasked with an approach on encouraging retention rate and increasing the re-enrollment within our campus. So Student Congress came up with a virtual event, hence, drum roll, classes in carts. Thank you for that. All right, so what happens during these online virtual events? Let me just go to my slides really fast, sorry. So to get down into the details, what happens during this event, there will be a session every 30 minutes. During the first 10 to 15 minutes, students will learn how to use STAR GPS and be reminded about the UH Common Scholarships and financial aid. After that, students will be sent out to individual break rooms with their counselors to pick out classes for spring. So it's good to note that registration doesn't start until November, but it's just really good to just have those classes already in their cart so you just click and they're registered. So this event will take place on October 20th, a Wednesday, and it will be held virtually over Zoom from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we wanted to provide a carrot on a stick for the students and participants. So there will be a raffle, and students that come in and participate will be eligible for a grant. So there's 3 prizes, one $1,500 grant and 2 $500 prizes. So just to reiterate, this virtual event will take place on October 20th, a Wednesday. And we did this because the schedule for spring will be out by then, but also we know that'll be a little less hectic for counselors in October. It'll be a virtual event staffed by counselors and Zoom moderators. And our mission for this event is for convenient registration for students and educating them on how to use STAR GPS while also reminding them about the UH Common Scholarship and financial aid. So you might be thinking, where does this all lead? Well, we need your help. We need the whole campus community behind this to support the students. And we understand counselors are busy, but this event will not be possible without them. We need counselors and moderators for the event, and we ask you guys to spread the word. Go to the next one. So we have a sign-up sheet for volunteers that if you guys could distribute around your department and offices, that would be amazing and would help out a lot for this event. So thank you guys for your consideration. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email us at capccsc@hawaii.edu. So capccsc@hawaii.edu. And here's the link for the sign-up sheet for you guys to distribute.
Jenny, you need to know about the volunteers by which date. People can't dilly-dally here.
Yeah, Shannon, can you come in and help me please about that? Thank you.
Yeah, so obviously this is a very last minute thing. So we are looking for commitment as soon as possible because we have not advertised this to students yet, but we need to. So if folks could go into this link and then select the times that they are available. There are hour commitments that we need from people. Partial commitments won't work. So just depending on the time, just please select which times you're available. Ideally, we were hoping to get confirmations by Friday when we talked about this earlier this week. So if people could commit by Monday, this coming Monday, close of business on Monday, then we can kind of see where we're at for this event.
What kind of expertise do people need to be part of this? If I'm not a counselor, but I want to help, can I do that?
Yeah, we need room moderators. So we are looking for assistance with running the rooms. We're looking for the rooms to have maybe like 15 students in there or so. And going over STAR and using the STAR GPS system to show how the system tells you what classes to take and then how you can move stuff around depending on what you need. So there'll be a lesson on that. And then counselors will be just kind of available to meet with students briefly just to review what their choices are. So they'll make choices together as a group, and then they can meet with the counselors individually just to verify if that seems like a good thing or not. This is not like a typical academic advising appointment that we usually do as counselors, because those can take kind of a while. So this is more of a different approach, more of relying on STAR GPS to kind of inform the students of what's in their academic plans and then how to select classes. And then they can just meet with a counselor briefly to review their choices based on their academic goals.
And if you were going to fully staff this event, how many people individual? I mean, if nobody was duplicate, because who has time to do more than one session? How many people would you need, do you think?
It's on the chart I sent you. I have 7 rooms. I forgot.
7 rooms and 7 hours.
And I had 3 people in each room. I don't remember, but
7 times 7 times 3. Maria, 7 times 7 times 3.
What?
147.
Okay, that's how many people you need. I'm sure there'll have to be people doing more than one session. But if we have all kind of faculty who are able to join in, we can do that. We have actually 528 people on the campus. So lots of 20% of the campus could be involved. Kawahale ke kulayana. It takes a village.
Yes.
The responsibility of everyone.
I have
Okay.
a quick question maybe.
Yes.
So Jenny, I'm just thinking, so October 5th, so the department chairs are already working on schedules. October 15th, class availability goes live. And then people can start students can start throwing courses in their carts. I'm trying to figure out a way that while you're having the event, how can what you're doing inform us of what courses are needed? Yeah, because we have online and we have face-to-face. I'm thinking that there might be, even though surveys have said like students want online, I mean, how can you maybe pass on information to the deans or the chairs saying, hey, we have 120 people who want to take English 100, but we have none of those classes are face-to-face, and how maybe we can find people and adjust the schedule as needed.
Shannon, do you want to say something? I feel like you want to say something, but I just want to say quick, that was not that specifically, but just collecting data from this event, like how effective is this event? Like if you did not attend this event, would you have registered before? I think it was before or at the registration deadline. But that specifically, I'm guessing Shannon can point in more on details.
We can add that. We can add that to our evaluation. We're going to have students do to confirm that they came. So we can ask, like, were there any classes that you were hoping to see, and did you want it to be in person or online? And I can work with you to kind of like formulate some questions that might be good for arts and sciences to have more data.
I'm wondering if there's any way for STAR to print reports of what's in carts.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I think I heard that before.
I kind of think I heard that before too. I have no idea how to make that happen, but
I've heard that too before. I've just never gotten a list.
yeah, Ken, no, yeah, you know how to do it?
Oh yeah, Ken, he said.
If you can do it, then you don't have to worry about getting the information from students. Noelle will find out. Excellent. Thanks, Noelle.
I just want to answer some questions in the chat. So will students know which time slots certain counselors will be available? Yeah, we could do that. And would this be a good opportunity to let students know about the concentrations that we offer? Yes, we can weave that into the presentation for students as well. Thank you for those.
Thanks, Jenny. This is fantastic.
Yay. Fingers crossed, candles lit. Terrific. Okay. I like it when students take charge. But we have to be supportive. We have to make sure that we're there for them to do the work with them. Thanks, Jenny. Lisa Yamamoto may tell us a little bit about PowerPoint templates. Lisa?
Yeah, hi everyone. So I'll be really quick. This is something that's something that is always requested, and it's PowerPoint templates. And I think about a year ago we shared a visual guideline for the college that included the use of the logo, our primary color, and some secondary colors that you can use. These will be just simple templates that you could kind of, put together your, no, I don't know why I can't share my screen right now. Nope, can't share it. All right, I will not share my screen right now. Sorry. What I'll do is I'll attach these templates into the chat after I'm finished. But these are just simple templates that you can use if you have to put together a presentation. If you want a presentation where you're like, I need the campus logo on it. This is it. It will be available on our Ohana website. We'll post that right now on the chat. All right. So it'll be available on that link on the Ohana website under forms. And there's a marketing and PR section that also includes the visual guidelines, but it'll be under that. And you can download it whenever you want. That's all.
Everybody's going there right now. I can tell you. I can see it.
Sorry, it's not there right now.
Hold on, Lori, not yet.
But I will paste it in the chat right now. I will share it in the chat as an attachment, so you can have it right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You'll see some of those a little bit later because I used the template in creating.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why my I don't know why my screen, it's on my side, why I'm unable to share my my screen at the moment, but it's basically just a template where you can add your own title, subtitles, body, the text body, pictures, graphs, just exactly how you would use a any PowerPoint presentation. You can delete the slides if you want. You can use blank ones. It's completely customizable, and it's also completely optional. This is not a requirement for you to use. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Lisa, for that. And I think it's especially useful if we're doing formal presentations in national settings or for the system kind of stuff to brand the college. And then you don't have to think about, oh, how am I going to make this PowerPoint? So yeah, it's very useful. Thanks, Lisa.
Sorry, Louise. There's two versions too. One looks a little bit more complex if you have a lot more content to share through the slides. And then there's another one that's just very simple. Yeah, I'll share both of them, and they'll be both on the Ohana website. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Any questions for Lisa? Jamie, you'll recognize the design elements, I know. Okay, Staff Council has an announcement for tomorrow. Jerry. Is Jerry on?
I can talk about this.
Okay,
I
go
put-
Roman.
Okay, hi everyone, this is Roman again. So Staff Council is hosting a bingo night, so feel free if anyone wants to join. It will be online, and so just, you know, come in, enjoy, have some fun. You don't have to think so much with bingo, so I think it'll be a chill, fun time, and get to know Staff Council as well, because Staff Council will be in attendance. And I put the link in the chat if people want to RSVP, and then we'll send out the Zoom link that way. And that's all I have for bingo night, Thursday, October 7th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Zoom. And we have prizes.
There are prizes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And then I will move on to the next one since that one's also me.
that's yours too. Go.
Okay, everyone. So Board of Student Activities, we are still looking for a staff voting member as well as a faculty voting member. So if you're interested in working with the students, feel free, I'll add the form. We do have an application form that everyone goes through. And then if you have any questions, you can always email BOSA. So the commitment for this role is really, we have meetings every other month, or every other week on Fridays. So as a voting member, you only come to our general meetings. So again, it's every other Friday for about 2 hours. Our meetings are from 10:45 to 12:15, or 12:45, sorry, 10:45 to 12:45, but they usually end early anyways. This role is very important because we do need to have a full board with quorum, and your vote is important as well. Otherwise, we cannot do events and purchase things unless we have your vote. So if you have more questions, you can always email me at roman@hawaii.edu, or you can email KCC BOSA as well, and they'll answer any questions that you have.
What
Thank
kind of people are you looking for?
We're looking for one staff person, and then one faculty person.
Okay, so you're looking for 2 people, 1 of each.
Yes, one of each.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is the ELT external survey results. You may recall that last year, all the councils and AGOs did internal and external surveys looking to assess how well the members work together and assess how well the organization supported its constituents, broader constituents. Up until that point, the ELT had only ever done the internal survey, looking to see how well we work together as the executive leadership team. But last year, we decided that we would also do an external survey, that is a survey of the folks that we serve, which is the entire campus. So last spring, which was a long time ago in most of our memories, we did send out a link to a survey. It was generic to the administration, not to any particular administrator, but to the administration in general, so all of the ELT. And we did get results. So I'm going to do 3 things. I will share with you the results of the survey. I'll share with you our action plan as a result of what was in the survey, and then a look at the continuous improvement report. Now, the documents will be made available afterwards, but this is going to be the first time you guys see it. So I'm going to share a screen multiple times, so we'll start with this one. So these are the results of the external survey, 131 responses. You'll recognize the graphics. These are, I always want to get this out of the way. These are, the report was compiled, let me get that. The report was compiled by OFI, so thank you for doing that. We did not have access to the raw data. So here is what 131 folks said in response to these statements. You can see there were strongly agree all the way to strongly disagree for each one of these statements. You will also notice that all the statements had majority of positive responses. So that was really heartening to know that for the majority of these responsibilities of the ELT, the campus had a majority positive response. It was not, as you can see, it was not equal. So there was some very strong agreement about understanding what our role is, which is really nice, and how we impact the primary responsibilities of the respondents. And then you see a little bit slightly in the high 50s for the manner in which we treat our employees, participating in planning, decision-making. And then the one that had the most negative response was our being responsive to campus concerns. There was 42% who felt that that was not so, we were not so responsive. We looked at the responses in terms of our commitment to inclusivity, transparency, and accountability, and did OFI did an analysis of the comments that came in based on what our intentions were for continuous improvement, and did a little bit of an analysis of all of those comments. So areas of excellence and areas for improvement were categorized. And it's always the case that the same thing can be seen as an area of excellence and an area for improvement based on people's perceptions. So here you see the play in between. It was a really good thing, we did it really well, and yeah, well, we didn't do it as well as we thought we did, at least some people didn't think so. So again, this categorization was OFI. Let's see. Where did we excel? Comments showed that there were 80 comments saying that we did really good stuff in those areas, right? In the same areas that were shown before. So these areas, right? Right over here, this counts up to 80, I think, if you do the math, maybe. This is inclusivity, transparency, accountability, we did okay. And these were categorized in this way. Again, this was OFI's analysis of the areas of excellence. So the campus updates, the Zoom meetings, people appreciated that. They appreciated information that was coming. They gave us some positive feedback on the efforts that we were making, and that our decisions were reasonable, and that the channels for communication were well established and were helpful. We need to improve in some of those same areas, and here's the categorization. They were more specific in terms of the areas for improvement. Faculty relationships, they felt we were not supportive. There was work being added to people because of, the hiring freeze is making things difficult. People are leaving and we're not being able to replace them. And so that's adding work to folks. Some of the processes they felt needed to be improved. Some of the budget planning, some of the budget communication was shown to be something that we needed to improve, as well as morale and workload. Again, a lot of work is falling on people who have to pick up the pieces because others are not there anymore. There are, if you wanted to see the numbers behind the very first slide with the bar graph, these are the actual counts. So there were 131 responses total, and not everybody responded to everything. But that's how they fell out. So you can see numerically where there was more disagreement about how well we were doing in some cases, and lots of agreement about other things that we were doing well. And then these are the percentages. Same data, just different percentages. I mean, shown as percentages, not shown as raw numbers. So we really, really appreciated everyone's responses to the survey. And let me stop sharing for a minute and see if there are questions about the results. Again, we'll make this available to you so that you can peruse more carefully. Any thoughts? Okay, let me go to the next. So having read the survey results and looked at the categorization of what was excellent and what needed to improve, the ELT got together over the summer, had a retreat, sat down with the data, sat down with what we were seeing and made action plans based on the results of the survey. So that's what I'm going to share with you next. If I could find it. Okay, hold on a second. Let me do this so that it works better. Okay, wait, sorry. Now I know what it's like a little bit when you guys are in class trying to cue everything up. It's not easy. Okay, here we go. So, ELT action plan. This is the date of our retreat, July 14th. It's actually Bastille Day if you're in France, very important. And maybe we were storming the ramparts too, I'm not sure. So the very first thing that we have focused on is really accountability. It came up a lot in the survey. We were not accountable. It came up 17 times. So we heard you. This is an important area for us to pay attention to. So what we are on board to do is to create a framework for a system of accountability that we want to implement first, and that we hope may prove to be a good model for other areas, because it's not just us that need to be accountable, it's all of us in the work that we do, our committees, our councils, our AGOs, we need to be accountable to our students, etc. So we hope to develop a system whereby the implementation of which could affect change across the organization. The objectives for the system of accountability is to improve our accountability, first of all, to allow the responsibilities of the team members to be more easily met, and to identify when we're having struggles with meeting our goals or meeting our responsibilities, to see how best we can support each other to do that. So we are right now developing a process that helps us meet and complete our strategic action plan tasks. That process will help us better coordinate and collaborate with each other and with our constituents as well. Anytime you want to make change, you have to make it easy for people to change. So that's our goal too, is to develop a process that's not difficult to implement, and that as we use it, that it will become more second nature, and that it can be sustained over time. We all, I mean, that's what New Year's resolutions are like, right? You try to get a resolution that you can maintain and not abandon once you turn the corner on February. So the process that we want to develop to improve our accountability needs to be sustainable. So how we want to do this, and we are still working through the details right now, but these are the overall goals that we want, is that when we have a meeting agenda, or when we create a new project, or launch something new, that we clearly define the roles and responsibilities of the individuals who are served by this and who are involved in that task or that assignment. Making sure that we are explicit about what the job or the initiative or the agenda item involves. What are the goals? Why are we doing this? And also if we need resources to complete the task. Those of you who've been involved in some of the more recent initiatives on the campus, like some disappearing task forces, will remember that we have a charter, and the charter explains all of this. So we want to really extend the use of charters to more of what we do, so that we can be more intentional about how we go forward with, you know, major assignments, major projects, major initiatives, and create that culture of being purposeful in the work that we do. So here's an example. You know, we've started to implement already And this is taken from some recent minutes. So this is like Monday's minutes. We have action items to remind ourselves about what we need to do, who's going to do it, and when does it have to be done by. So just to show you that we are beginning these things, we're refining the elements of the framework as we go. And we will want to be accountable to you in all of the action plans. So not just this one, but want you to know that we will be making updates. We'll present updates on this item and our action plan items, the other two as well. Once to CAC in the semester, and then in the other semester, we will do a campus, make it part of Campus Zoom like we are today, so that both of those major constituencies have access to updates. Our second item for action is budget. We know it touches everybody. We heard you in the survey. These are some of the comments that were made about budget specifically, communication, more transparency, and for HERF as well. So what are we going to do? We've already done some things, and you'll be seeing more of this as we roll out the budget. The vice chancellors and the deans will oversee their budgets in their areas. What we have shared with them already is by unit within their areas. We've suggested budget allocations, and we've made sure that the deans and the vice chancellors know that they need to maintain that bottom line number. But if they want to reallocate within a unit, more expenditures in this area, less in that, or between the units, because one unit really needs something and we will require a little bit of readjustment. The deans and the vice chancellors have that ability to do that. We didn't have that before. So as a result of what we're hearing in this survey and elsewhere, it's like, okay, let's do it that way. Communication of the budget needs to happen in a more periodic way. So the chancellor and the vice chancellor for administrative services will be there to tell the college about budget issues, budget changes, anything that happens with decisions and policy changes from the UHCC system and legislative action. So that information will be coming from the VCAS and the chancellor. The deans and the vice chancellors will be discussing their budget allocations with their departments and the units. So the communication channels will be going in from two different perspectives. Chancellor and vice chancellor will do the college as a whole, and UH and UHCC, and the deans and the vice chancellors will manage budgets with their areas. And we'll be sure to do periodic updates about the budget and HERF. I'm still working with some folks on having a website developed. Some parts of it have been done already, so I thank those folks who all have multiple day jobs, I think. But they are helping me to create a website that will house all of that information. And I know that there were some real questions about, who got the money and who didn't get the HERF money and why didn't they get it? And so we're trying to corral that information, which is a little bit more complicated than just the budget numbers, because the numbers are reported weekly to us as a whole campus, but HERF requests are something that we have to compile, and that's a little bit more complicated. We also are going to be looking for accountability in those units who do get budget allocations and don't maintain them. We need to make sure that we understand where the issues are when expenditures don't align with allocations. The third area that we're going to be working on is communication. And that was clear also in the survey. We heard you. There are gaps in information that relate to curriculum. There needs to be And this was at a time when we were hearing lots of stuff about budget cuts and nobody knew what was going on. But I think it relates to budget in general. And again, a call for more transparency. So the kinds of things that I've mentioned in the action plans up to this point really are about communication, communicating accountability, communicating about budget, being transparent. All of those are the quality of communication, not just the quantity. Actually, we've heard from some people that there is sometimes too much information, but maybe it's not the right kind of information. So we have been promoting a lot more cross-discipline, cross-program, and cross-unit communication so that we are each better aware of the issues in their areas. If you remember, like, I guess it was 2 summers ago when we had all of the folks working together to create our emergency plans, back to work plans. That was really important to have multiple people at the table communicating their needs of the constituents. These Wednesday Zooms have been really good opportunities, and that's what was reported in the survey as well, for people to hear directly from each of the ELT members about what was going on in their areas, opportunities to ask questions. So getting the right information to the people who need to hear it and maybe don't hear it coming out from CAC necessarily, but being able to access that information directly themselves. And so we will do, based on the goals that we shared earlier, we will be more accountable, closing the loop. We will be more inclusive and keeping the channels of communication open. We'll be working to be more transparent, sharing the information that people want to hear. And in being accountable, in being inclusive, and being more transparent, to build the trust that at least for some of the 131 respondents, for some of them felt had been eroded. And I want to go right now, if I may, to Noel, who, as we were discussing this, the survey, the results, and our response, really captured what we were feeling about communication. So I'll ask Noel if he might share.
Yeah, thanks for letting me share. I think communication is a common one, not just the ELT, but we all face. And then we kind of look at what we believe is the definition of communication. And Louise touched on it before. What we're looking at is formal ways of communication, because we have created either through the minutes, through the emails, basically putting stuff on our website. And it kind of goes both ways. Some people like it, some people don't. But when it comes down to it, a lot of it is why we're communicating, right? So back to the accountability. What is the doing accountability more purposefully? Same thing with the budget. A lot of the stuff we talked about was transparency, and all we're doing in all of it is talking about these small elements that makes great communication, right? Within the feedback, we never there's really nothing that points to communication is bad. It's more of, can we be more effective with it? And in terms of that. So what we're looking at is really just trying to focus on why we communicate. And that last slide that Louise was sharing of the things that we will do, accountability, inclusivity, transparency, building trust, it takes a lot to kind of get there. And what we're hoping, especially now, the one thing that has been quite apparent is these campus Zoom meetings, right? So if you look now, there's 83 people in it. These meetings vary from 70 to 120 people on our campus, all of which have made a commitment every Wednesday, prior to this, now every other Wednesday, to come here and listen. And what we hope you do is, we hope it's an opportunity that you feel included, that you can kind of be a part of these conversations, because I know a lot of these happen in other meetings, either through CAC, AAC, and all whatnot, but this is just an avenue for all of us to kind of hear really the administrators talk, or anybody else who wants to share, but feel like they are part of the campus, feel like they can pop a question into the chat, and we will answer it. And what we hope to do is open those lines of communication to then get better at it. If we can ask the questions, if you guys can ask for clarification, then I think we'll be a lot better at this. But I think for us, it's opening these avenues to get through those next steps. And that's what we commit to do over the next year.
Thank you, Noel. There's just one thing more. Is this what you guys are seeing? Continuous improvement report? This really captures the action plan very well, but I see we're also at almost time, so I'll make sure that you guys get all of this. I won't go through it right now. There's other things that need to be shared. And are there questions, anything right now about the survey results or the action plan that just jumps out? Okay, thanks, Jamie. Okay, let me make sure we get to the question and then the announcement. So there was a question about an update on AC repair work on the campus. Please give updates on specific buildings and when expected repairs will be scheduled. This is the Faculty Senate Budget Committee question. I believe, Sean, are you going to be able to answer that one?
I will try my darndest.
Okay.
Okay, so simplest way to explain this is that there are a couple different ways we are trying to tackle the AC problems around the campus. The original way that had a very long process of going through checks and balances to make sure that it was even going to be appropriate and okay with all the powers that be to use the money this way, is to use HERF to take care of a lot of the biggest, most critical AC problems that we have around the campus. So we have, well, I'm not going to be able to give you a number on it, but a pretty decent number, to say the least, of AC problems that we're going to be taking care of using HERF. So it's everything from replacing pumps on some of the chillers and towers to replacing entire chiller units, such as the one at Lama Library. So we've got repairs in Iliahi, Ilima, Kalia, Kawila, Kopiko, Lama, Manele, Ohia, Iliahi, Olapa, Alani, and yeah. So those are the buildings, multiple repairs for multiple units within each location. Beyond that, there is a long list of other ones that we're tackling now that we're into the new fiscal year. So we've been trying to work our way through that list. Most recently, where did that spreadsheet go? Most recently, we were working on Kokio, specifically in the 106 lab area. That one had unfortunate situation where we fixed it, replaced some boards, and then a month or so later, there was an electrical issue, burned a bunch of the boards, and so it went out again. So we got the boards replaced, found that there was a wire harness that's burned out, so we're now waiting for the quote to come in to replace that. Coming this Monday, we will be doing some AC work in Leahi. And where else are we working? Litany of AC problems throughout Ilima that we'll be working toward clearing. Koa in, and also Iliahi 231.
Are there specific AC issues that people need to know right now?
specific issues, that's a,
No, I was
Sounds-
hoping, I was wondering if the people on the call had things, because I think,
okay.
no, the specific ones, they need to go directly to you, so I would think. Easier that way.
yeah,
Questions?
yeah.
Sorry,
Certainly.
sorry.
No, I was just going to say, certainly if there's anything that people have not heard back on in a while, go ahead and just shoot me an email to ask for the update. Let's see, there was a question about Kawila. So, you know what, you're right. So I guess to give a little bit more definition to that HERF project, where we are with that is, because it's HERF, it's going through RCUH. So I have to follow up with them again. Some of our friends over at RCUH were just drawing some question marks about the paperwork that was submitted. I'm trying to negotiate with them to explain, well, paperwork is good enough to run through and be approved when it goes through facilities, so should be fine. But I'll continue navigating that with them. Once they're comfortable with the package, it will be passed along to facilities and we can finally start getting the ball rolling on that. So it is, after all this time, finally close to the stage of having that purchase order issued. We'll, because of the number and scope of those AC problems captured by that order, it's probably going to be something we'll be working on all the way through into the summer of next year.
Okay. It's 2:01. I don't want to keep people, but I do want to say one last thing. Right now, if you're coming across your nursing colleagues, they might be a little bit stressed. They are right now in the middle of their accreditation site visit. It ends tomorrow, so be kind to the nursing faculty. They are quite stressed right now. And thank you also very much for being part of these conversations. I appreciate all of you being here, listening. Whatever questions have come up because of that survey, feel free to email us. And I'm sorry, Carol, go ahead. Virtual town hall, remind us.
Okay, very quickly, tomorrow evening from 5 to 6 o'clock, there is a virtual town hall meeting about the phase 2 of the Culinary Institute of the Pacific. And I did post that link prematurely. It's in the chat box, but I'll send it out again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I skipped over that one. Okay, I hope all of you are doing well. Make sure you look after yourself. Do the things that bring you joy. It's very important to fill your cup as well. Thanks, Carol, for the link. Okay, you can unmute, say goodbye. See you on October 20. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Hello, thank you.
Everyone.
Next time.
Bye, everybody.